Hello there. Today I was in the mood for a mystery. The murder mystery A Haunting in Venice just came out on HD, so I decided to watch that. It's a sequel to the film Death on the Nile and adapts another of Agatha Christie's novels into a film. A Haunting in Venice follows retired detective Hercule Poirot. He's enjoying his self-imposed exile in Venice until an old friend shows up and drags him to a seance. That night, a member of the group is murdered and Poirot is called on to solve it. The film was directed by Kenneth Branagh and written by Michael Green. It stars Kenneth Branagh as Poirot, Tina Fey as his friend Ariadne, and Michelle Yeoh as the medium running the seance. The story unfolds in a linear fashion. We begin with Poirot at his home, enjoying the delicacies of Venice and ignoring all of the people asking for his help. He gets dragged to the seance where the first murder happens, and then he goes into detective mode trying to solve it. He locks down the building and has someone stand guard while he and his friend interrogate all of the people who were there that night. They go through the guest list one by one, listening to each person's life story and their alibi. We're led down a few different paths of suspicion with a few twists and turns popping up every once in a while to keep things fun. Somewhere around the hour mark into the film, the story starts wrapping up and they begin revealing the crucial information in the case. The cast involves three groups of people: the owner of the house where the seance takes place and her staff, the medium and her apprentice, and Poirot and his entourage. Everyone's a suspect and ends up giving a dramatic monologue of their own. The story primarily takes place in a single location, with a few auxiliary locations at the start and end. The majority of the time is spent within the haunted home, and it looks a bit like a castle. Poirot and the suspects are there for one night and a bit of the next day. The soundtrack has a couple of original classic songs that play early on to help set the atmosphere. For the rest of the film, it uses scored string instrumentals. They use long, slow notes to create dark, seedy undertones. On the positive side of things, the story is well written and incredibly tight-lipped with its mystery. It gives you little hints throughout the film, but keeps most of its precious cards close at hand. It ends up being highly exciting because of their ability to keep the mystery alive. With supernatural elements afoot, a murderer loose in the house, and a storm like no other outside, the film is a tense and dark mystery. Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot and Michelle Yeoh as the medium both knock their roles out of the park. Both of them get a chance to monologue and nail their speeches. Branagh as Poirot is a bit cynical and bored. He doesn't want to be there, he just wants to be at home eating good food and ignoring the world. When he's nearly killed by mistake, he takes it personally and begins a hunt for the killer. Branagh has mastered the witty detective at this point, exuding just enough charm to make him personable and the right amount of snark to make him fun. His character also suffers from hallucinations the entire time, and Branagh plays it perfectly. He's always jumpy and highly suspicious. Michelle Yeoh doesn't get a lot of time in the film, but she plays a character with a good bit of mystique and nails the persona. She's a medium who is larger than life and creates an image to sell to people. She does it beautifully and acts as a catalyst for the film's events. The visual journey does a fantastic job of drawing your eye in and leading it around for the majority of the film. They love to use close-ups and long shots to capture the actors' monologues, and they manage to make the house feel like a haunted castle. It's decrepit and falling apart everywhere. They light the entire film in the most dramatic of ways, use all kinds of unique angles, and every single scene looks like a painting. The supernatural elements they added in with the shots of the rain, the flood outside, and the random accidents were incredibly well-timed additions that added a lot of flavor. Sound-wise, the film does try and support the story with music, and at times it works out alright. The original songs do a good job of building out the atmosphere and giving the setting a different era vibe. The scored tracks add to the dark tone of the film quite well. On the negative side, the film does have a few wooden performances. They're called to perform monologues, and most of them do a good job of it. There are a few people who are over-dramatic or stiff in their delivery, and their characters end up sticking out for the wrong reasons. The soundtrack also lacks significance. Often the music will fade into the background and do little more than add a bit of flavor to the environment. It doesn't do much for the emotions of the story, and the tracks are too simple and generic to be memorable. Overall, A Haunting in Venice is a solid murder mystery with a few good performances, a great visual journey, and a well-written story. The soundtrack could have been better, and so could some of the supporting characters, but overall it was an enjoyable film. As for a rating, I'd give this film a 7 out of 10. Remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Bye-bye.